OG Nation, we're back with some more pay-per-view, or actually PLE prediction. This time it is for Backlash St. Louis, and I'm with Lee from Champions Chat. So, hello,
What's
Lee.
up, Guersan? How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for showing up. And, well, not that I didn't expect you to show up, but I should say
Right.
thanks for coming.
There you go. I appreciate the invite. This is quite an honor. I watched your channel for years, and always been a fan. Love it.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, pretty. There's not a lot of matches announced. Keep in mind, guys, if you're watching this, I'm guessing I'm probably gonna post it on Friday. Might even post it before SmackDown. So SmackDown hasn't played yet. So everything we're talking now, whether it's prediction or the matches, keep in mind it's all pre-SmackDown. So if they add extra matches, hopefully they will, because there's only 5 right now. So if they add more matches, we don't know yet.
Right. I don't know if they're going to. I think they're kind of doing what, like the NXT takeover model, for what they maybe consider the B-level pay-per-views. So it's very possible that there only will be 5, maybe 6. Who knows?
All right, it better be some long match though, because like there's quite a bit of time, and it's almost entirely one-on-ones too. So and there's very little titles defended too.
True.
Let's start with the first one, which again we also don't know what order they're going to be on the pay-per-view. So this is going to be Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Which way do you think this one's going to be going?
Man, out of all of them, I think this one's probably the hardest for me, because I don't think they're going to strip Dominic of the title already, but Penta is so hot, and if they fumble him, I mean, it's not out the gate because he's been there a little while, but if they fumble him this early in his career, like that's hard to get back. Like look at Karrion Kross when he joined the main roster and was in that like gimp outfit, and like what was that, 5 years ago, and he's just now getting his wind back in his sails.
Fun fact, I was reading this week, Karrion Kross is number 3 in merch sale this week.
Yeah.
Across the entire company. Who would have thought that? I mean, the guy's killing it on social, first of all, and also from what I'm reading, he is not a complainer whatsoever. He's not happy about a lot of stuff that was happening for him, but he never complains about anything, and he's a team player. That keeps you employed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just I love the Killer Cross stuff he's doing. And I read that, I know we're supposed to be talking about Penta and Dom, but I read that he's funding that all himself.
It always goes sideways.
That's good. That's good. So my official guess, I think Dominic is going to win. I think they're going to have some Judgment Day chicanery with it and all that, but I want Penta to win. I think Dom will win. I want Penta to win. So yeah.
All right. So we're going to put you on Penta. On my end, I also think Penta is going to win. Similar to you, I don't think that it would help Dom to get the win. I think Dom's already on fire. I think it would benefit Penta a lot more, and Penta actually has a lot to lose if he loses the match, because he didn't win at WrestleMania either. Not that he lost, because like he still did a great showing there, but I think that he has more to win there, and I think that this is just going to be the next step in the whole Finn versus Dominic thing that's going on as well. So, because I think we might, like, I'm seeing him that they may want to try to test the water to turn Dominic into a babyface. Because we also got to keep in mind that Liv Morgan's going to be gone for a while too. Like she's going to, she's going to go and shoot a movie, so she's not going to be there as his sidekick or anything. He's going to have to go on his own. And he got cheered at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So they might be trying that and cheers. Like, yeah, it could be. But I think they might just try it and just keep escalating that Finn storyline that way. So plus, I mean, Penta kind of needs to the win just so that they can't. He's super hot. Like they don't want to put too many losses on him. Like they already they put a loss on his brother. Like I'm sure that at some point they're gonna have the Lucha Bros together. because like
Right.
they didn't use Lucha Bros like teaming anywhere. They put them on separate brands too.
Right.
But Penta literally mentioned the Lucha Bros too when he went after El Grande Americano. So I mean, he could be interfering with
Right.
that and costing him the win too. That's another possibility. But
Yeah, the
yeah, I
speed
mean,
champion now.
yeah,
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know, Dom, like my wife, she doesn't avidly watch it, but she'll watch whenever I'm on. Anytime Dominic's on the screen, she just goes, I just can't stand looking at that guy. Ugh, like whatever he's doing, it's working. So if they switch him to a face, maybe. I mean, I would love to see Finn Balor be competitive again. But yeah, if Penta loses, they better have a big plan for him to like get some heat and some rallying behind him right after this. Because, but I mean, Dom's only had the IC title for a short bit, so yeah, it's hard.
yeah. All right, let's look what other match we got. Pat McAfee versus
Ooh.
Gunter. Where does
Oh.
this one go?
I think this is a squash match, but I think it's a squash match where they're going to give Pat McAfee all the like comebacks he can get. He's going to try so hard, but I think they're giving Gunther back that killer edge. So I don't think there's any way that Pat's going to win, but honestly, the promo he did, all the things coming into it, I mean, they're going to rally behind him, but Gunther needs some like, this is the final boss. Not The Rock, but you know what I mean? This is the final boss momentum that he had a year ago, 2 years ago.
His promos were really, really good. They were excellent. I mean, they put a lot of people to
Oh,
shame.
yeah.
They were really good. I'm not sure for that one. I think the logical choice would be to have a squash match. But then again, we got 5 matches. If you have a
Right.
squash matches, that's 4 30-minute matches. Actually, more than
Yeah.
that, because the pay per view are supposed to be like
Like
three,
45.
close to 3 hours. 4:30, like 45 minutes match.
It's true.
So I'm thinking Pat might win
Oh,
because he's gonna get some help.
yeah.
Like
Are you gonna, I was
he's
gonna bring
probably
somebody up.
not gonna he's probably not gonna do that full on 45 minutes himself, or like 30 minutes or 20 minutes himself. He's probably gonna
Yep.
get some help, or it's gonna end up like in a DQ at some point early into the match, but we're gonna get an extra 10 minute of beatings and something like that. Like
Oh,
Gunter is
yeah.
probably gonna be coming out on top because obviously like McAfee can get the win on his own. Like it would
Right.
completely destroy Gunter's character if he did.
Absolutely.
So Gunter has to look like a complete beast as opposed to him, or it's gonna start his next feud with whoever is
Right.
gonna be helping him. That's
So
the only
here's
way I can
my
see this go.
Here's my prediction. I always like to throw Rusty off his game, so sorry if I do that because it's like, where did that come from? I think this is where they bring. I'm not saying everybody's gonna like it or even I like it. I think this is where they bring back Goldberg because Goldberg's gonna have his final run. They teased Goldberg versus Gunther months and months and months ago and kind of brought that up. And Triple H loves to like long-term book and like drop seeds early. I could see Goldberg showing up and that being the focus, and then that's Gunther's next program. I don't know where McAfee goes after this. I mean, if he's going to be on the roster wrestling more often, or is this just a one-off? And if it's a one-off, there's no way he wins unless it's something that sets up like a blood feud of sorts. I don't know. Goldberg's up for his retirement tour. He said he's going to do it with WWE. He said it's going to be soon. This might be the kickoff for that.
He's training
Thoughts?
and they're going back to Saudi in what, like 2 months or something like that. So that
Something. Crown Jewel's actually not in Saudi this time.
now Crown Jewel's gonna be in Perth, but they're gonna have
Right.
like the Queen of the Ring, Queen and King of the Ring, or something like that, like last time probably. Or
I'm
they're just
sure.
gonna
Yeah.
come up with another name or something. I mean, they paid for 10 years,
Yeah.
so they're gonna get some stuff.
Right. They're gonna get their 10
So,
years.
but yeah, I'm sure like Goldberg's gonna do it over there because it's a few extra million to do it over there.
I mean, say what you want. Dude's not stupid when it comes to finances on this game. So,
Nah, I mean it's the same thing I was reading about Brock Lesnar this week. Like the guy
oh,
made millions and millions, but he almost donated half of it because he's just living on a farm with no big cars and just
right.
basic, and he just secretly donates left and right.
Wow. I didn't know that.
But he's a good businessman.
That's, I mean, yeah, you talk
Whether
about
you
the
need the money
dollar
for
per
you, I mean,
fight.
you got more to give if you
Jeez.
make more.
That's right. That's right. Hmm. Well,
But
I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean,
We'll
there's
see.
something special as to happen on that. I mean, something completely wild that could happen. Like, could be Corey Graves that comes to help him. Like
Oh,
fellow commentator, there's Corey Graves said a while ago that he started training again and that he's feeling pretty good and could possibly make a return. I mean, maybe he
that'd be
would want to
cool.
do like one match against someone like Goldberg, not Goldberg, Gunter, and like backing up a fellow commentator. But he also got into pretty big heat not too long ago too. That when he was
Yeah.
sent back to NXT, which he
Right.
claimed was just for storyline purpose that he did what he did. But like,
Right.
I think it's Booker T that works with him that said, I don't know about that. Like, I think that's the
Right.
spin he's putting on it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much is kayfabe and like, so I don't know if he did
Right.
end up on the doghouse or that was all planned, but I mean, that could be a possible return or maybe
Right.
it's not going to happen either. So, I mean, it's not like Carmella was in great terms either after she got let go.
Right. That was kind of my
They're
thought is I wonder
married,
how they're
so
doing that. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
guess we'll see.
I don't know. If it's not one of those guys, there's got to be something that happens. And I hope, I don't mean this in the wrong way. I just hope it's not just Pat McAfee's podcast crew. I hope it's something
Oh yeah,
substantive. So
yeah. We don't need the DLC crew to come again.
yeah, that's right.
Next
Uh,
match, Fatal Four Way. We got Damian Priest, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, and Drew McIntyre. What
wow.
do you
That's
think
such
about
a
that?
I mean, Damian Priest is growing on me. He's probably the weakest link for me out of them, but I love all those guys so much, and all of them feel like they have so much to lose. But again, same argument as Dom. Jacob just got that belt. If they take it off him now, that monster mystique is gone, but doing a fatal four way that does allow them to have Priest or LA Knight eat the pin. I'm gonna give it to Jacob, but I could definitely see Drew doing something, but my top pick is gonna be Jacob Fatu. That's gotta be for me.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to. I think they're strapping a rocket on him. It makes zero sense to lose the belt that soon,
Right.
even if it's someone else that get pinned. Similarly, Drew and Priest are too high status right now to be at the level of getting a quality U.S. championship. Like it's a B tier championship. They're A tier
Right.
now. Doesn't make sense for them to just fight for that. Plus, they're both kind of feuding with each other right now. So I'm guessing that they're probably going to both take themselves out of there. And Jacob's going to get a pin on LA Knight or something like that. He's usually the one taking the pin for anyone
I
anyway.
know.
So he just
I,
can't seem to get his own push anywhere over the US title. So I think Jacob's going to get it. And I think he's only going to lose it pretty much like maybe around the SummerSlam or something like that, when he's going to be more in line for a push for the main title. Probably
Agreed.
after a feud of Jacob versus Solo, that's probably coming at SummerSlam, I would guess.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. I do. My heart goes out to LA Knight though. Like when he was feuding against Roman, oh, it was so good. I mean, it was so good. Like when he sat at the head of the table and just called his bluff. And in that moment, I was like, oh, if they can capture this. But then when they didn't, LA Knight fell so far back down. And you're right, like he can't seem to break the orbit of the mid-card titles. I don't know if he's the most technically sound, most, engaging wrestler, but my goodness, do I love when he gets to shine. So, And then Drew, like, I don't know. Yeah, he's main event picture, but I don't think they have anything main event for him right now. It doesn't seem like the Punk feud was amazing. I don't know where he goes from here, to be honest. So,
Yeah, I mean, like Backlash is one of those like filler pay per view, like where you don't
right,
expect, like the match don't have that deep storylines. You don't expect much from the outcomes either. Like it's not, it's pretty much a filler pay per view. Usually, like whatever pay per view end up being before WrestleMania, you don't expect
right.
much change to happen there.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
it's a bit disappointing in that fact. Plus, also like normally after WrestleMania, you got the draft, which we should have had by this point. But right
right.
now, they got so much piled on back to back. Like we got Backlash. Like we're gonna have like the Crown Jewel in Perth. We're gonna have the Saturday night main event. There's gonna be
Yep.
SummerSlam. They got the Evolution 2 that's coming, I think, in July as well, that they haven't announced yet, but like the Bellas
But everybody
spoiled.
kind of knows.
Well, the Bellas literally said that they're getting ready for Evolution 2 in July.
Wow.
So,
There you go.
spoiler alert. It's not
Yeah.
announced yet, girls.
Whoopsies.
So like there's that. There's also like in June you got the AAA pay-per-view too, along with Money in the Bank. Like there's just
Right.
no time
Worlds
for the
collide.
draft right now. Every
Yeah.
2 weeks there's something. So
Right.
so I think there might
Wow.
be delaying it, and that might be why you're seeing a lot of Stephanie Vaquer and Julia and like they're Roxanne.
Yeah.
They're all on Raw. Like typically you wouldn't see them until the draft, and I think that the reason they
Right.
started to have them there is because that draft keeps getting pushed back, but they still want them on the main roster.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. And I love those girls are doing such good work out
Yeah.
there. Question for you. If Jacob Fatu couldn't win, like just take him out of the picture. If he wasn't the winner, who would be your guy if it wasn't Jacob?
It would be LA Knight as a uh, title holder until someone they want to put the belt on comes. Because I don't think
Okay.
it makes sense on either Drew or Priest again, because they're main event stuff. So they're just there probably so that the match lasts 45 minutes instead of 20. Because like
Right.
Jacob would destroy LA Knight otherwise.
Yeah,
Like
that
it's
makes
just
sense.
there so he doesn't destroy someone right away. So
Right.
if he loses, then it's probably gonna go to LA Knight just so that he can then give it to someone else at like
Hmm.
Money in the Bank or something like that.
Yeah. So LA Knight is transitional champion, if not. I was just curious because I just don't see a world where Jacob doesn't walk away with this.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make sense to me otherwise.
yeah, that would hurt his push.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, Lyra versus Becky.
Oh man, this one's interesting to me. Becky Lynch is my favorite female wrestler of all time, but the whole Becky Hogan thing that's going
You
around
know
where she
what's
just comes
funny? I
back and
was
wins.
always a huge fan
Oh,
of Becky. I never liked the
yeah.
man character.
Oh,
I
really?
like steampunk Becky. I don't
Oh,
like the man
yeah.
character.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, I think if they're going to continue this feud, and it seems like they're going Becky Bailey after this, but I think if they're going to continue the feud, Becky gets the win. I think it makes the most sense for Lyra to win. I just don't know how long they're going to continue it. So I'm going to say Becky because they're going to try shock value and keep leaning into the hatred that she's building. Um, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go on this one.
It can go both ways. I think it's gonna go Lyra
Yep.
because right now, like they've had a very hard time with the transitioning people from NXT to the main roster to get them successful. Like Tiffany is a
Right.
great example of one that succeeded to transfer
Right.
well on the main roster. The vast majority of them did not. Right now, Lyra's doing good.
Right.
She got the title, first ever to get it too. That's pretty good. She's kind of on a good trend right now. You don't if she loses, she's back to meaningless matches. So I think
Probably.
it's better for her to keep her. But then again, it's a new title. Becky never had it. Becky probably
Right.
won it. Is Becky's gonna get
Yeah.
what she won or not? She came back and took out
Yep.
Bailey from the match at WrestleMania.
Right. Well,
So I
that's
mean,
where I say if they play into that Becky always wins thing, and then technically would that make her a Grand Slam champion, or is she technically already like because that belt didn't exist?
Bailey
So how do
actually
we figure
answered
that
that
now?
in a Chris Van Vliet interview 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
where he said, "Are you still a Grand Slam champion now that there's a new title?" And she said, "Well, now that you're saying it, I guess I'm not anymore."
Oh. Oh.
So
So there
that
you
would
go.
probably be the same thing. But then again, I mean, that's assuming that like Becky's pushing the political agenda and everything. For all we know, she might be the one that's pushing to work with Lyra because she want to push a fellow Irish wrestler, and it could be the complete opposite political push where
Right.
she wants to help push Lyra and not herself. Because
Right.
also, I was reading last week that given the reaction that they're going, like Lyra actually got booed and Becky got cheered last week. They might be looking at doing a double switch where they switch who's the
Okay.
heel and who's the face to based on those reaction and just go with a
Interesting.
Lyra heel and switch back Becky. I mean, the same thing happened with Charlotte. They wanted Charlotte back as a face. People
Right.
didn't want to see her
Like,
face.
no.
So she got switched to a heel pretty fast because that wasn't working.
Right.
So, I mean, they
Uh,
could be doing the same there. Like, they wanted her to come back as a heel, but the fans want to cheer her. So, she's going to be back as a face, and Lyra's just going to continue as a heel. So, I think
yeah.
Lyra's going to win just because I think it would just hurt Lyra too much if Becky took the belt right when she's
Right.
back.
Yeah, well, I think that's why I'm saying Becky though, is I think that gives her the ability to overcome the monster. You know, if she just wins right away, okay, well, the feud's done. The whole thing feels like it's been hot shot booked. But if they are building towards it, Lyra loses, Becky becomes the unbeatable monster, and then Lyra builds back to beating her. It's almost like the Cody Rhodes finish the story kind of build where you want her to finally conquer that mountain. But I think like behind the scenes stuff, I think Becky legitimately is trying to establish Lyra. I don't think Becky's in it for herself in real life, but the character
It would be
version where
pretty
she's doing
ironic
it is cool.
considering all the shit she said about Charlotte if she
That's
pulled
right.
that. Like they were a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
friend, then they were not because Charlotte was doing that stuff. I can't see
Yep.
her doing it now. Like that'd be like pretty hypocrite.
That'd be yeah, that would be. Oh, and
But
Lyra's
yeah,
one of my favorites. She's fun. I love she brings a good energy. So I want to see her have a monster to overcome. So if it's not Becky, as long as they build somebody up after her, but it seems like they've kind of been empty on title competitors for her so far. This feels like where they really give her the chance to establish herself either way, win or lose.
yeah, and like it, I think it again. Like that's one of the things I thought sucked at WrestleMania, and it's gonna suck again now. You only got one title for the women that is being defended. Like there's no US title. Again, no women tag team championship. Neither of the world title either. Like it's only the IC
Yeah.
title that's getting a match. And you got
Yep.
5 matches with 45 minutes for people. Can't you fit
Right.
another one in there?
I
Like
know,
any of
right?
the main titles? Like I don't know what's up with that. Like are they getting like tariff on freaking streaming now?
Who knows?
They're cutting them back to 2 hours because there's 150% tax on streaming.
Oh, who knows, man? That's a crazy world right there.
I don't know what's up with that, but hopefully there's going to be another match, and hopefully it's going to be a women's match too, because God
Agree.
knows right now the women's roster is way more stacked than the men one, and the men one's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of women talent. Like I'm kind of bored with the men match these days. Like there's good
Agreed.
storylines, but they're kind of better as the storyline part than the wrestling part.
Right.
as opposed to the women who's actually rocking it on both. And NXT is like,
Agreed.
there's so much great like talent in there. It's ridiculous. Like Zarya, Sol Ruka, like Roxanne, Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace, Kalani
Yeah.
Jordan. Like they're all freaking amazing.
Well, I think that's
Lola
where they build
Vice.
towards that evolution too, because they've got to fill matches, unless it's five, unless that's also 5 matches. But I would guess that that's where they build some of that. So if there was a second match, a women's match on this card, who would you book?
A lot. I would like to see the tag titles,
Yeah,
but I don't know what they're doing with that too. Like they just released like Casey can't say her last
Catanzaro.
name. Yeah,
Yeah,
and what's her name? Already forgot. Jeez.
I don't know
That
what her real name is, but yeah,
yeah, like that tag team never won a match.
Katana Chance
Yeah,
and
I'm
yeah.
drawing a blank on their name, but like
Well,
they're
there we go.
Damian Spree's best friend.
Right,
They're super great friends. They do a lot of stuff on social. But yeah, I mean they both got released and like
right,
they're both excellent talent and everything, and they were a tag team and everything. And like I don't know like what's the problem with the tag division, or like I don't know. Like it seems like they just never have a match. Caden Carter.
Caden Carter. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Caden Carter and Katana
Get a
Chance.
chance.
There you go.
So yeah,
Yeah, so I agree. No, go ahead.
hopefully they do something with that. But yeah, that's what I would, just because they never have a tag match. That's what I want. I would want to go there. Or you could have maybe something for the U.S. title too. I mean that'd be nice. I mean Zelina finally winning a title. That's a pretty big deal.
Right.
So that would be nice because I don't think that they have anything planned for the the main two championships specifically for that pay per view. Because I mean you don't just rush like
Right.
one day ahead to start a main feud for the main title. That makes zero sense. Like it has to be a
Right.
secondary title or non-title or whatever. But yeah, otherwise, hopefully next pay per view we're gonna get something with the main titles. I mean, SummerSlam
Yeah.
also is coming like in August, and it's gonna be 2 nights like WrestleMania, so there's gonna be a lot of matches there.
That's true. Yeah, and hopefully they can build something with that. I agree. I don't think it would be for one of the main ones. I would love if they did an improv. I know this would burn the match, but they could always redo it. I would love to see Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley. That
Oh
match
man,
just
my daughter
seems.
would go nuts. That's her two favorite wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Becky's my all-time favorite, but Rhea is knocking on that door. She is just doing such good work. And that Stephanie Vaquer, I'm like, that's like they have a similar energy, and I could see something cool coming from that. I wouldn't want to rush it, but at the same time, if they wanted to do like a phase one and introduce that match and then have a WrestleMania match down the road for a title, I'd be all for it.
My daughter loves Rhea. Like she's got like a bunch of merch. Like she's got a few T-shirts. She's got the big like flag and everything. And the last time we went to Raw in Montreal, which was the Raw after WrestleMania last year, it
Yeah.
was the night that she got injured. So it was her last Raw.
Oh,
And then the next time we went to a show, we went to Ottawa, was
yeah.
also a Raw, and that's when she made her surprise return. So we were
Okay.
after her injury. So we were to the last show when she got injured, and the first show when she came back.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome. I did get to see her when she was on Raw in when I was, I'm in Denver. And I can say I don't know if they pipe in crowd noise. I'm sure they do, but in the actual arena itself, Rhea by far got the loudest reactions. I mean, by far.
Yeah,
So,
she's pretty awesome. I was hoping to see Stephanie Vaquer when I went to Orlando like 2 months ago to go
yeah.
see NXT, but she wasn't there. We saw a bunch of the
Oh,
LFG people from the LFG show though, but
nice.
the show itself was pretty damn awesome. Like there even was Chelsea Green on NXT that night too. So the show
Oh,
was pretty
cool.
good, but there wasn't any Julia or Stephanie Vicaire or like. But we did have a match with Sol Ruka, and damn, she's good.
Okay. Wow.
I love
I'd
Sol
love to
Ruka.
see that. Hmm.
Let's have a look at the final announced match.
Already? Dang.
Yeah, fifth one there. Cena versus Orton.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, there's no way they're derailing John Cena right now.
And
Like,
I should have
he's gonna
photoshopped
be
that one so you
there.
can't see him.
Yeah, that's right.
Should have
Oh,
photoshopped him out of the picture.
true form version, like in the game. Yes, yes. I mean, there's just no like they're gonna ride John Cena being the world champion down to the very last minute. It's gonna be the can anybody overcome him, which is interesting since he had lost for so long and then now that's there. But I think it'll be a good match. I obviously feel like we've seen Randy versus John Cena 400 times in their careers, but this feels different. It's a different dynamic. So I'm always interested to see what they do with something like that because there's a lot of storyline potential. Whereas when they fought like 14 times in a row, they just ran out of story at some point. And so I think they've got enough story here that it's going to be interesting. But I just don't see how anybody's beaten Cena until his last match.
Yeah, I also think that Cena is going to win. I absolutely love Randy Orton. Definitely
Right.
a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever he decides to retire. Or, I mean, like we saw with Ray, don't need to retire, just still get in. So that
Just
could
keep
happen
going.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's going to go Cena just because, like, again, that's one of those that was thrown in last minute. Like, you don't have a meaningless main event feud to take the title out of the guy who has the title. Like,
Right.
it takes a long build up to be
Right.
a good option for the for to be the title holder. And I think Cena is going to keep it until SummerSlam. Like I think he's going
I
to lose it.
agree.
I don't think that he can go up until December with the title because I think that SummerSlam is probably where they're gonna start his redemption arc. Because
Okay.
it's cool and all that he's a heel right now, but like he's there only for a year. He's been a
Right.
huge seller for merch. He's huge with Make a Wish. He's huge with the media. He's gonna like it. It's not great for his uh, overall appeal to the masses in the movie industry being a heel. Rock can pull it off because he doesn't give a crap. But
Right.
Cena
If he shows up.
is still like working on his movie career and everything. So I think that he's got to go. He's got to finish as a face and not as a heel. And you don't want to do that right off the end too. And you don't want him to have the belt for the entire year when they're going everywhere, and he's not going to be going everywhere, even though he's doing a lot of dates and everything. So I think that
Right.
he's probably going to lose it at SummerSlam just to start that redemption arc, which probably won't be a full on turn right at SummerSlam.
Right.
There could be like quite a hell for all we know. Like The Rock could be behind Paul Heyman starting the new faction with Seth and Braun.
Could be. I would love to see
Or
Braun
that's
Breaker
how
be
they're gonna
world
make
champ.
it seem when they think about it in 2 months.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. When they backfill the ideas and say, "Oh yeah, we had that idea all along." I don't know.
Yeah.
I do think Cena goes all the way to December, and I think the whole story is why can no one beat him? I think his last opponent, I don't know, maybe it's CM Punk and maybe they do the thing like the reverse Summer of Punk where John Cena walks out with the belt and then they do have to come up with a new champion. I don't know. Either that or my fantasy booking option would be Cody does sell his soul to The Rock and they do the reverse where Cody becomes the villain and now he's got the
I
belt
thought he
and
was
then
gonna
Cena's
turn.
done that.
I thought he
Yeah,
was gonna turn at that point because that way they still had Cena for all the commercial stuff while Cody's
right.
the heel, and then he can just turn back face by the time Cena's going away, and they can have him back as the face of the company for the Make a Wish and all the different foundations.
That's true. It's true.
So I
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah, I just can't see it for Cena to keep the belt until December.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, either way, if he loses at a SummerSlam, that's great too. And they've got a lot of storyline potential. And I mean, it has been good in this era having the belt be held for long stretches of time. But what if they did a storyline where before Cena leaves, I know this would be a lot of hotshot booking, but what if Randy won and lost the title 3 more times? And then all of a sudden it's Randy versus Cena to see who's got the most title wins of all time. Like
I mean,
that could
Charlotte's gonna
happen too.
beat them. She lost the title so many times in a short amount of time that she's gonna beat everyone's record because within 10 years she's gonna win it 20 times.
That's true. That's true.
It always
Uh,
amazed me, like when people say, "I'm a 15-time champion." Yeah, which means you're a 14-time loser.
Loser. Yeah, that's right.
Although,
Uh,
why do you brag that you had to win it again so many times? Like, just don't lose it in the first place.
right. Yeah, Roman has less title reigns, but his one was long enough that it was like, oh my gosh, is he gonna beat Hogan? Is he gonna beat San Martino? Is he gonna where we know that's not happening with this.
Yeah, no, not in this lifetime.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the matches. You guys leave us in the comment. Who do you think is going to win those matches, and what do you think could be possible matches? I mean, what's going to fill all that time? Like, are we just going to get Jey Uso making a 30-minute entrance, starting over and over the music?
Probably.
Like, he's not on the card. Like,
Right.
why is he not on the card? Like, there's so many people missing on that card. Like, what do you guys think is going to fill all that time for that pay-per-view? Like, are those 5 matches really going to be 3 hours, or is this going to end up being a 2.5 hour pay-per-view? Maybe they never said that they're not specific to a time frame. They're streaming
Right.
anyway. Or do you still guys get it on Peacock in the US?
It's Peacock in the US until that deal expires, I think, like next year or something.
Everything's on Netflix elsewhere. So
Right.
that's pretty
Yeah. No, that's it's still Peacock here, which I mean it's fine, but yeah, it would be nice if it was all on Netflix. Just
yeah.
make it easier.
So that's pretty much it for this, guys. Again, this is right this weekend on Saturday, Backlash in St. Louis, which isn't Randy Orton from St. Louis?
I think he is, and I think they're
Yes.
playing that up a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's still not going to win.
Yeah, no. That's probably just why he's the random guy they pick for the
That's true.
match. Just, hey, you're home. Let's put you on the main event.
Right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Lee for doing this, and I'll see you guys on the next time. That's where you can say bye too.
Bye. Sorry. Bye, everybody. I didn't know where you were going to cut it. I didn't want to be the last one to talk. So see you guys.
Ciao, guys.